So I want to make sure that you are aware that there are a lot of good things going on in this market for you to buy. And I'm going to suggest to you that one of the big benefits of buying right now, and I hear this so many times every day. I talk to a lot of real estate agents. I get a lot of calls from the radio show. I get a lot of text messages, all sorts of methods where people are reaching out and saying, Ron, I've got a mortgage and it's like a 3 or 3.5% mortgage. There's no way that I can be going and getting a selling and get anything of value because I don't want to give up that mortgage. And that may be correct, but it may be only half the story. The other half of the story might be that you bought in 2020 or before, and you've got a boatload of equity still in your property. Now, with you got that equity, what you want to be looking at is saying, okay, what does my other debt situation look like? Do you have cars, boats? No, I don't. You don't have trains. Do you have student loan debt? Do you have credit card debt? Do you have unsecured debt? Those are all things that go into your credit profile. Now, you may be looking at all these things and saying, okay, when I put all those things in, and you don't most likely don't know how to do this, we've got a blended rate calculator that we can use at any given time. You may look and see, okay, well, I had a 3.5% mortgage, but my household blended rate is 6.5%. Okay, now let's take a look and see when we put all those things together, and I've done this with people before, where if they were to just go and refinance and take some of the cash out, they might be looking at a 6.5 or 7% new mortgage rate, but they've taken and gotten rid of all that debt. And what that does is that might save them. One case I saw, it saved $1,300 a month just by going and making an even swap. Blended household rate now versus new mortgage rate. They didn't even save anything in the percentage, but they saved $1,300 because of how the restructuring of this works. And I'm not going to get into all of the amortization tables and all those things because now you've got two different options here. One option is you can go in there and start making that $1,300 savings and using that as adding it to principal every month. So you're going to cut probably 10 to 15 years off the payment time. Now, I think that we've got this still up. Josh, can you check it? rsrnodebt.com, rsrnodebt.com. I believe that we've still got that opportunity available. But you're saving money, saving time on the mortgage. Now, let's take a look at the other option here. So you can go in and put all this information in there, rsrnodebt.com. You can send us a schedule with your debt. Tell us what your mortgage amount. You can even send us statements. I don't care what you redact. But you can send us a mortgage statement, all of your auto statements, all of your banks, your credit card statements. Again, redact account numbers. We don't care. Any of your unsecured debt statements. We need to see the balance. We need to see the interest rate. We need to see the payment amount and what kind, how long is left on every one of them. Send all of that to RJ at ronsiegelradio.com, RJ at ronsiegelradio.com. Or you can put it all on a schedule with all that data. We'll figure out what the blended household interest rate is. So let's continue on this. Hang on, let me go back here 1 second because I didn't see this message. Linda, I don't have any idea of the percentage of new homes specifically in Orange County versus resale. We may be able to get that from our friends over at Altos Research, but I'll double check that. But we'll take a look at it. Appreciate the inquiry, so it'll give us something. Give me something to do for this afternoon. But I want to go back and chat about this. Let's talk about listing your house, though. What if you're living in Orange County and you want to move out to La Quinta, Palm Desert, Indian Wells? You want to go to Tennessee? You want to go to Idaho? What's the opportunity there? Well, it's the exact same. Because what you can do is sell your house, and let's say you've got that $1 million house here in Orange County, California. That's a little bit below the median price. Let's say you have that and you've got a $500,000 mortgage still. So you've got $500,000 in equity. Well, what happens if you take 100,000 of that and you pay off all your debts? I don't know how much your debts are, but let's just say, for instance, you pay off your debts for 100,000. That still leaves you $400,000 to buy a new house for your down payment. Now, you could go out and buy $1 million house in Idaho, Tennessee, Palm Desert, any of those places. You can go out there and buy $1 million house and put 20% down. That's $200,000 out of our $400,000 that was left over. Remember, we had $500,000 in equity. We used $100,000 to pay off the debt, and we have 20% down. So that's $200,000. So that's $800,000 total. So now we've got $200,000 left. Don't go blow it. Don't go buy a boat, car, depreciating assets. You can talk to our friend Todd Halterman. He can help you invest that and get you a good rate of return. Safe, secure investments. I don't give that kind of advice. But think about that. Now you've taken and you're saving money because your new payment is going to be less because the new payment on the $800,000 is going to be less again because of the same structure that we talked about if you do just a straight debt consolidation refinance. But now you've got another opportunity to sell your existing house, buy a new house where you want it. Maybe you needed a bigger house, doesn't matter, whatever. Or you can even go into, if you're over 62, you don't have to be, but over 62, maybe you want to go in and buy a new property with a reverse mortgage so you never have another mortgage payment for the rest of your life. You may have enough cash to do that. These are all options. Now, if you just say, well, I got a 3.5% mortgage, there's nothing I can do. Well, I've just shown you how that's not necessarily true, how you can sell your existing property, take advantage of the market today, either move up, get that move up house, right size house, different geographical area, whatever it is that you're looking for, just shared with you right there how you can do that and save money and afford it and not worry about the fact that interest rates are double where they were where you may be right now. And oh yeah, by the way, if interest rates go down again, which they probably will, they're all cyclical, you can refinance and save even more money. And let's talk a little bit more what we were chatting about in the prior segment about that ways of benefiting your debts. And we talked about that debt consolidation. We talked about rsrnodebt.com, rsrnodebt.com. The one thing that I never did get to in that discussion was if you do the debt consolidation and get rid of all of your debts, or if you buy it, sell your house now, use part of your equity to get rid of your debts, buy the new house with the rest of your equity, you're going to be looking at a interest rate. Now, when you buy the house, not as bad. You're going to have you're going to have an interest rate that's high simply because that's where the market is right now. Markets go in cycles. Interest rates go up and they go down. Chapman said that they expect interest rates to be at 5.8% as their forecast for this year. Will it get there? I think so, but there's no guarantees. Now, if you do a debt consolidation, staying in your existing property to get rid of these debts, what happens then? Well, there is a loan level price adjustment. That's in the weeds. Don't worry about it. It's one of the fees that gets charged in a cash out refinance. It's just an extra fee, means the rate's a little bit higher. But here's the issue. When rates go down, both sessions are going to get better. You should be able to get a lower rate. No guarantees again, but you should be able to get a lower rate. Now, there's a couple of things that are going to be in play here. If you are wise and you pay off your debts but do not run the bills back up again, your credit score should increase. Go to rsrmoney.com. You can monitor that, rsrmoney.com. If you think there is a need to get your credit scores up, well, then one of the things you can do is call our friends over at Blue Water Credit. Creditsanitizer.com will get you right to them. Creditsanitizer.com. Dave, we can't be saying that on Ron Siegel Radio. That might get us in trouble. But I agree. But the bottom line here won't happen. The Senate's not there. But the bottom line here is if you do this strategically, either a debt consolidation loan staying in your existing property, or you sell your house, buy a new house after paying off, using some of that equity to pay off all your debts, your credit scores should increase because your debt utilization is going to go down by definition if you don't run the bills back up. You're going to have paid off several debts or certain debts. So those will be showing as paid as agreed. Won't be far enough out, hopefully, that they won't have expired off of the process. So the bottom line is you should have better FICO scores, which translates into another benefit. So you get the cyclical benefit of lower scores, and the benefit of a better FICO score for lower scores should benefit you all the way around. Just got some good information. I hope you have, if you have any questions about any of this, give me a call at 800-306-1990. You can put them on any of our socials. We do monitor that on a regular basis.